Yeah, real talk.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
All type of guns.
Yeah.
Tech 9, Mac 11,
Yeah.
Mac 10. People used to come up with all kind of guns. You wouldn't believe that people would be selling those type of guns.
The, you think it was the port, being
Oh
that
yeah,
close to the port?
yeah. We were right there, Uptown. Man, so much stuff coming through there, bro. You got the port right there. You got the Greyhound Amtrak station. You used to be hitting the trains. Man, it used to be all kind of stuff, bro. People used to be breaking into pawn shops back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was heavy back then. Breaking into the pawn shop.
Yeah.
You know you coming out there with some
No,
guns and some other stuff. That was the lick. If you was able to get into the back of a pawn shop, that was the lick. You was gonna make bread. Yeah, so a few dudes did it.
Yeah.
They coming through there with everything, bro.
Yeah.
Real talk.
How was the crack era back then?
Oh man.
Well, how was? I know I've asked. The heroin was the main drug being sold
In the mill.
before crack.
Yeah.
So how was that before crack came?
Man, listen. Zombies. Zombies. A lot of people were zombies, like walking around in the milk, bro. We used to be kind of a competition a little bit with the St. Thomas Project with who had the best heroin. And St. Thomas, at one point in time, that Melv had the best heroin. Well, we say heroin, you know, up north it's heroin. But at one time we had the best, and then the St. Thomas Project came with that 911. That's the name they put on it. Oh man, listen, we couldn't touch that.
Damn.
St. Thomas took over that, but after a while, when they fell off and they didn't have it anymore, the milk kind of, you know, came back through and got some more stuff that was, you know, kind of untouchable. Yeah, but it bothered me in a way because a heroin addict is 10 times worse than a crack addict. Crack addicts do all type of stuff to get the money to get the crack, but them heroin addicts, they gonna put their life on the line. They do not care. They don't care about nothing. They gonna do any and everything to get them a bag of dope. So that's a different animal right there. Man, that used to piss me off. I used to trip out. It was dudes that used to come through there, bro, and do all type of stuff. Like one dude, bro, I mean, I'll never forget this, bro. He had made his own bag of heroin. So this is what he did. The heroin be different colors. So we had some real dark brown heroin that looked like brown sugar. So he come in the project to buy some heroin, but he's saying he want to see what we got. So it's like 5 of us standing right there, but he don't know who he want to get it from. So he looking at, let me see how it look. Let me see what color it is. Because sometimes y'all tell us it's one color and then it be a whole nother color when we get where we going. I said, somebody playing with you like that? He said, yeah. I said, all right, cool. So he opened up like 5 different bags. Now, it was crazy because we allowed him to do that. Normally, that don't go like that. You know what I'm saying? But we allowed this dude to do that. For what reason, I don't know. It just went like that, this in particular day. But he made his own bag of heroin. He got a towel in his hand like he wiping the sweat off his face because he's sweating so hard. But he keeping a towel a certain way. He keeping it hanging long, but he got it in his hand like this. But right there in the middle of the towel, on the end of the towel, he got a bag of heroin. But it's not a bag of heroin, it's brown sugar. So when he asked me to get it to him, to get him my bag, he wanted to look at it, because I was the last one he asked. When I give him my bag, he done swapped the bag out and took the bag that I gave him, the real heroin for me, and gave me back another bag. But the bag was so wrinkled, I knew my bag wasn't like that, and I folded it a certain way. So I'm like, this is not the bag I gave you. But as I'm talking to him, he's backing up and getting closer and closer to the cut that we had so he could run. Man, that man took off running with that bag. Me and 2 of those other guys that was standing up there hustling with me took off running behind this dude, bro. Man, he put his life on the line. Now, he see all us got guns on us. He did not care, bro. He did not care. He put his life on the line to get that high.
Man.
Yeah, he ran game for real.
Man.
Yeah, he went that far.
I ain't gonna lie, you ain't lying about a crackhead, because crackheads, they wash your car, they
Yeah.
cut your grass,
Right.
they come fix
Right.
your plumbing, you
Yeah,
hear
bro.
me?
Yeah,
You get
bro.
under it. Man, God rest his soul, up the street, a crackhead. I don't mean to call him that. I don't be like, because I ain't gonna lie, especially the ones that be working, you hear me?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
they come through, like, he could come through,
Right.
do the whole flow. Like, one time, the shit had bust. He cut the whole flow out,
Right.
redid that shit. Man, you know
Yeah.
how much a motherfucker charge to do that
Yeah.
shit?
And talented. Talented. It be
You
a
know what
lot
I'm
of them
saying?
like that. Talented,
Man, I'm talking about saving the fucking day. And and then, I
Yeah.
don't put my mama business out there, but sometimes mama, give him a rock. My
Right. Y'all used to bless this game for
I
doing all of that.
used to be like, my mama, I used to think back in the days, like, my mom used to have dope and give it to dope
Right.
heads for certain things.
Yeah, bro. That's what's up, bro. That's what's up. Yeah.
Oh shit, my uncles used to be on dope knocking all night and
Right.
shit. You hear me?
Yeah, but that was the way back then.
Yeah,
Instead of paying them cash,
yeah,
people would give them drugs.
yeah,
So that was the
yeah,
way back then.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I
yeah.
mean, certain people still do that today. But back then it was really the way.
yeah,
Yeah.
Man, the crack era.
Mm-hmm.
How was that when they switched from heroin to crack?
Man, it was bad. It was bad because a lot of people saw how the heroin had turned people into zombies and they wouldn't mess with it. They were scared of it. When they talk about the heroin, they got to say you got that monkey on your back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Talking about the heroin.
Yeah,
But with crack, everybody became crackheads. People you least expected became crackheads. There was a girl I was in high school with, man. She was a senior and I was a senior at the same time. She got on that crack. You know what I'm saying? So it was easier to get that for people, you know what I'm saying? So that crack it was bad with that crack. When that crack hit, bro, it changed lives in a lot of ways. You lost your mama, you lost your daddy. They became different people if they mess with that. If they mess with that crack, bro, it was a whole nother individual. So watching that process, man, wasn't nothing like that. That was crazy, bro. That was crazy. The weight that people were losing, like face sunk in, don't even look the same no more. So you know, I mean, all of that goes on with a heroin addict, but it was 10 times worse with a crackhead because I'm talking about how they looked and the shit that they did, man. You didn't want nobody related to you getting on that. You was embarrassed to say my uncle or my auntie or my mama or my daddy was on crack. Imagine saying my sister or my brother on crack. So yeah, you were embarrassed for that. Nobody wanted to have that family member get on crack or no drug like heroin or none of that. But that crack ever hit, bro, it was a different level.
I know a girl that she was real pretty, and I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna be honest. You know, my girl probably. The girl was real pretty, and she got on that dope, and now she just unrecognizable.
Right.
I see her today.
Yeah, it's a lot of chicks like that got on that heroin. People we went to school with, people we used to work with. You know what I'm saying? I never thought I'd see the day where I see one of my coworkers, because at 15 I had started working at Popeyes on St. Charles. Girl I was working with, this girl had to be like 19, 20 years old, man. Beautiful, fine, nice shape, cool looking chick, man. Real smart, you know, beautiful. Never thought she'd mess with that crack. But her boyfriend at that time was sneaking and doing crack and introduced her to it. And the crazy part about it, she used to act bad with everybody. She used to act bad. Like, let me holler at you. Let me get your phone number. No, I'm good. I'm straight. I don't want to talk to you. You know, she was a nice chick. She didn't want nobody to talk to her. She was in love with her boyfriend. And that dude put her on crack. Introduced her to crack. And when she got on that crack, all the dudes that wanted to get with her in that way got with her. They were dogging out, bro. I hated to see that, but hey, you know what I'm saying? That crack, bro.
I think Tramadol is the same way right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, them women.
Yeah, Tramadol is hitting hard right now. Yeah, that's the wave right now in New Orleans. The what they call them, the 200s. 200 milligram Tramadol. That's crazy. That's crazy. I never seen so many young dudes messing with that. You know what I'm saying? trauma. I remember now at first it was the females loving the trains, but now it's the little young dudes. You know what I'm saying? The little younger generation, like 25, 20, 19, 18, want the 200s. Who got 200? 200s? Man, I was in the corner store, and the little dude coming there, and I don't think he knew who I was. He was just like, "Say, big homie, you got the tools?" I said, "The what?" The tools. What's the tools? He said, "The 200s." I said, "What is that?" The train. I said, "No, bro, I ain't got none of that. I'm good. I'm straight." I said, "Man, I just got off work, little brother." Man, the little dude had to be like 18 years old.
It's crazy.
I'm talking about scratching, itching, tripping.
Crazy.
I'm talking about, man, bro, eyes big, face small. I'm like, damn, bro.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Man. Richard Pena.
Richard Pena. Wow. Big dog. Big dog. I'm talking about, yeah, was that nigga. He wasn't African American, but he was that nigga. He was that dude, bro. Real talk.
I'm
That
just
dude was a
learning.
hustler. You just learning about
I'm
it?
just learning about it. He wasn't a black dude. He was.
I think he was. I think he had black in his family. I'm gonna say that.
All right.
Cause his swag, he had a
Yeah.
black dude swag.
Yeah.
Now I don't know his nationality, but I know he wasn't full black.
Yeah.
I want to say he probably was black and Cuban, something like that.
Oh well, there you
Or
fucking
black and
go.
Dominican, yeah, something like that. But man, listen. Only thing about mine is feed the masses, cause that's what he did. It was a drought with drugs, and dude came through, and like he had a loaf of bread and broke it and fed everybody. You know what I'm saying? Dude was a different type of dude, man.
Yeah.
Dude was a different type of dude. That man, and in every way possible, you know what I'm saying? From what I knew of him, you wasn't gonna starve being around him or dealing with him. If you was rocking with him, he was rocking with you. He gonna make sure you eat. Definitely, he gonna make sure you eat. You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't a real person that I'm gonna say what's the word I'm looking for. He wasn't a real outside person. You know what I'm saying? You very rarely gonna see this dude. Like you ain't gonna go to the local club and see this dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nah. You had to be around the right people to see this dude anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, he had time where he would probably go in the city and sit down somewhere and eat. You might see him like that. But like going to the club and hanging and all of that, nah.
Yeah.
Nah. No indeed, no.
Yeah.
Dude was one of those heavy hitters, man. All right, like when you think about dudes that was millionaire hustlers, like in New York, like Frank Lucas. Richard Pena was like the Frank Lucas in New Orleans. Big old facts. Big old facts. Real talk.
Was he born here or was he?
I'm not sure. I don't believe he was though, but
No.
yeah, I
I'm
think
gonna go
he
do
migrated here.
I'm gonna do my research.
Yeah, you got to do your research on that one. But
Cause it's like the third time somebody mentioned his name, and I've seen documentaries of
yeah,
they mentioned his name.
yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Dude was that man. He was that dude.
For real.
Real talk.
For real. Was he around for the heroin?
Ever? All
Yeah.
that. All
I'm
that.
saying heroin.
Yeah, but guess what? He stuck mostly, I believe, to the cocaine side of things. You know what I'm saying? I think he dabbled in that a little bit, but you know, I'm not sure. I can't really speak on that.
Mm-hmm.
But from what I get,
Mm-hmm.
most of it was the yayo. Yeah,
Yeah.
big old
White
facts.
girl.
Bricks
Damn.
with an S. Enough bricks to build another project.
Damn.
For real, it was serious like
Damn.
that.
You
Real
think-
talk. Yeah, man.
Think he was breaking off Birdman? Think there was
I wouldn't know.
there wasn't no.
I wouldn't
But
say.
he had his hand in a lot of people that came up that was
Oh
big
yeah,
timers.
yeah. In the city, yeah.
Yeah.
He made a lot of dudes rich.
Yeah.
Changed a lot of people's lives.
Yeah.
Definitely did that.
What was his downfall?
The wrong people, being around the wrong people. You know what I'm saying? And having the wrong people in, I don't want to say his organization, but having the wrong individuals around him, you know what I'm saying, that played a part in it, because when they got busted or when they got caught up, they talked. You know what I'm saying? So normally that be it. With people like that, that's big like that, it's normally the people that's around you that's gonna bust you and get you, sent to jail. So you gotta be very, very careful with that.
Yeah.
And the people that you have around you. I'm talking about with anything.
Yeah.
I don't care what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you're doing something illegal, do it by yourself. You ain't gonna rat on you. You ain't gonna rat on you. You ain't gonna tell on yourself.
You're right.
So I think the best way to do something is by yourself. Real talk.
You're right.
Real talk. That's one thing I always did for me. 9 times out of 10, if I'm doing something wrong, I'm doing it by myself.
Yeah.
Because I ain't gonna tell on me.
Good.
It's a lot of different things I did. I done it by myself. And I don't talk about that, brag about that, nobody I never know, you know what I'm saying? So that's gonna go to the grave with me. But when you got the wrong people around you, and a lot of times people get the big head, you know what I'm saying? You feeding them and making sure they eat and making sure they good, they want more. A lot of times people want more than what they getting, or want more than what they deserve. All right, so they're gonna try to get you out of the way so they could be the man. They see what you're doing and be like, I could do that. I could do what he's doing. I could make that money like that. There you go. You gotta be careful with that.